Hello, I'm Tom Moore, and this week is Rivalry Week in our Fantasy Football League.
I'm Sean McClellan, and I won't be telling you about how bad the Jets lost because they had a bye week.
I'm Matt Mano, and I really love cursing my teams.
And I'm Finnegan Corcoran, and the Giants took a huge win over the Eagles, and I got blown out by Tom in fantasy.
Hello and welcome to BMB's Primetime Fantasy Report. So this week is Rivalry Week in our Fantasy Football League. I will be playing Matt Mano, and Sean is playing Finn.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to win.
Mano, hold your horse there. It's projected I'll beat you 131 to 134 this week. And what are you even talking about? You just lost last week, Mano. You took your first loss and about to take your second loss.
Okay, I know. Just roll the clip already.
I've been Matt Mano, and I'm sure I'll tell you how I'm 10-0 next week.
Yeah, the Mano curse struck again. What else is new? This could be an indication that my team is as big as frauds as the Chicago Bears, or it was just a fluke. I was without my top two wide receivers, but still, Dalvin Cook had a lackluster week, and I'm going to need him to step up for me this week and in the playoffs. I was too focused on preparing for the playoffs, and I paid the price. Whatever, can't win them all.
I'm being projected to lose by 4 points against Finn. The only player that I have that may be better than Finn's running backs is Antonio Gibson. Now, you may not know this, but Lamar Jackson is better than my quarterback, Matt Ryan. So I've been preparing for losses this whole season.
Yeah, Sean, looks like I'm going to destroy you, but no surprise. I have guys like Lamar Jackson, Devontae Adams, and Michael Thomas. So next week, my record will change to 7-4, and yours will change to 3-8.
Look, I've been losing this whole year, okay? So
Okay. Settle down, guys. All of our games have huge playoff implications this week. If Q wins, I lock up the East Division, no questions asked. And all I need to do to lock up the 1 seed is beat Tom. But that's no easy feat. The real story is the battle for the 4 seed between the other teams in our league. With a probable Brooklyn loss to the Oracle, that leaves the door wide open for the 4 500 teams to steal a spot. All 4 teams win the tiebreaker over the Bandits. It's win, and you're in a playoff position for the LA Surfers, the Oracle, the Louisville Bolts, and Scranton Stranglers. With 3 games left in the season, every game counts for us and the other teams in our league.
Very good point, Mano. Now, who scored the most points in fantasy this week? This week, the top scoring kicker was Tyler Bass from the Buffalo Bills, who scored 18 points in their loss against the Cardinals.
The top scoring tight end was a tie this week between Mark Andrews from the Ravens and Rob Gronkowski from the Bucs. Both players scored 13.1 fantasy points this week. Next week, expect Travis Kelce to be on the top list.
from the Buffalo Bills, it's wide receiver Cole Beasley, who gave your team 27.9 fantasy points. Beasley has been a great wide receiver and helps the Bills and your team every week.
Scoring 34.8 fantasy points was running back Alvin Kamara from the New Orleans Saints. With Drew Brees being out for a few weeks, Kamara will be a heavy target for Winston for the time being.
And finally, the QB that got the most fantasy points was veteran Tom Brady. Brady went from having 2.8 points last week to a whopping 31.84 points this week. Brady definitely did not disappoint your team this week.
Now we're going to tell you the injury reports that can and will affect your fantasy teams. It's been a rough year for big-name player injuries, guys like Saquon Barkley, OBJ, Dak Prescott, Jimmy Garoppolo, and joining that list is Drew Brees, unfortunately. Drew Brees suffered a multiple fractured rib and a collapsed lung on his right side Sunday. Brees will miss a decent chunk of the season and could miss the playoffs if his team goes that far. With Brees out, Jameis Winston is ready to step up and take his spot.
Those are surprisingly the only notable injuries this week. Now, we're going to tell you the scores for Week 10. Kicking things off is Thursday night's game between the Colts and the Titans. At the start of the second half, the Colts completely shut down the Titans. The keys to the game were the Colts defense, who were able to stop Derrick Henry 19 times.
In a not-so-exciting game, the Cleveland Browns defeated the Houston Texans 10-7. The main takeaway from this game is Nick Chubb's phenomenal return from injury, putting up 126 yards from scrimmage and a touchdown. Chubb had a great one and another free touchdown, which would have been his second at the end of the game. But what does he do? He steps out at the 1 yard line, which robbed me of 6 much-needed points in my matchup.
The Lions defeated the Washington football team 27-30. We have said this on our show many times, and we stand by it. Matthew Stafford is underrated. Sure, he beat Washington, but a win's a win.
Showing some life once again is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who destroyed the Panthers 46-23. Anyone who had Brady on their roster wasn't disappointed this week. Brady threw for 341 yards, 3 touchdowns, and ran 1 in. Guys like Gronk, Evans, and Jones all helped out in this win as well.
Shocking to say, but the Giants have some life. This week, Big Blue defeated the Eagles 27-17. The Giants have been a team that has been improving every game and could eventually take the NFC East division.
Surprisingly, the Jacksonville Jaguars put up a good fight against the 7-2 Green Bay Packers. The Jags are 1-8, so everyone thought that the Packers would dominate, but it was only in the fourth quarter that the Packers were able to pull out the win.
In this week's game of the week, Arizona Cardinals defeated the Buffalo Bills with an astonishing finish. In the final play of the game, it looked like the Buffalo Bills were going to secure the win, but that all changed when Kyler Murray threw a Hail Mary pass down in the end zone for DeAndre Hopkins. It was all around an amazing game, one to watch. One of the best games this season so far, in my opinion.
The Dolphins extended their record to 6-3, and Tua Tagovailoa is 3-0 to his rookie start. On the other side, Justin Herbert is still in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. Both these rookie quarterbacks are having great starts to their early careers.
This week also saw the Las Vegas Raiders defeat the Broncos and extend their record to 6-3. The Raiders have been really dominant this season and a possible playoff team.
Don't sleep on the Raiders. We go from the AFC West to the NFC West in the upset, possibly of the year. And definitely in that division, big upset with the LA Rams defeated the highly talked about Seattle Seahawks. Something looked very off for the Hawks offense this week, and it was the defense. They could not stop the Rams offense at all. Player of the game goes to the entirety of the Rams defense, who sacked Russell Wilson 6 times.
This week, the Steelers won their 9th game of their season to stay undefeated against the Bengals. Big Ben was healthy to play and was able to throw 4 touchdown passes and throw 333 yards. The Steelers play the Jaguars and Tyler Davis next week.
The Saints defeated the 49ers 27-13. To think the 49ers were in the Super Bowl earlier this year is crazy. Alvin Kamara was a huge help to your fantasy team and mine. Kamara scored 3 touchdowns and 98 yards. He helped me win this week in our league.
You like upsets? I got another one. My New England Patriots took down the Baltimore Ravens 17-23 in the rain. The conditions might have played an impact, but the Ravens were not ready. Ball security was an issue for them all game, and our offense was producing at a high level. I think it started to find a groove. Next week, it's going to be a big game versus the Texans. Go Pats.
All right, man, I'll slow down a little bit right there, right? The Pats aren't going too far, especially with a tough division this year. No, I know me and Sean's Jets aren't making the playoffs, but I'll tell you something. The Bills are a real team this year, Mano. And so are the Dolphins. I say to you, Mano, Pats are getting cut short.
With the addition of a new 7 team, the Patriots definitely could make it in. All they need to do is lose maybe 1 more game the rest of the season, and plus they have a really easy schedule going on. They still have to play the Jets one more time. I think we can take down the Dolphins. I think we can take down the Chargers, and definitely Houston next week. That's 4 wins right there. We could definitely make it in, maybe squeak by as a 7 or 6 seed.
Okay. Moving on. The Vikings defeated the Chicago Bears 19-13. And the main talking point is Nick Foles and how long he will be out for due to his hip injury. It's being said that he won't be out for too long. The Bears have a bye week, so him and Trubisky can rest. Also, congratulations to Kirk Cousins, who finally got his first Monday Night Football victory and now has a Monday Night Football record of 1-9.
That will wrap it up this week's edition of Primetime Fantasy Sports. I've been Finnegan Corcoran-Doolin, and Sean, good luck this week in fantasy.
Yeah, I've disappointed this whole year, so whatever.
Speaking of luck, good luck to you, Tom, and good luck to everybody else watching the show.
Right, Mano. Like I don't need luck. That's more for you. Well, to everyone watching the show, like you said, Mano, see you all next week on BMB's Primetime Fantasy Report. Good luck this week.